with no other than Tugboat. How are you, sir?
That's all I can tell you, brother.
How are you?
I'm excellent, man.
Good to see you.
Excellent.
Now I gotta ask you, first thing
Yes.
that comes to your mind
Yes.
when you think of Canada?
Canada? Oh my God. Oh, good food, beautiful women, and lots of fun. It's beautiful here.
Can't go wrong with that.
No, not at all, man.
I gotta say now, what got you into wrestling?
What got me into wrestling was wrestlers that used to come to the gym I trained at in Miami, Florida, Coral Gables, Florida, actually. And they go, man, you ever thought about it? I was a power lifter and I did a variety of sports. But they asked me, they go, you ever thought about wrestling, brother? I says, no, I'm a big wrestling fan. I've wrestled a little amateur and that stuff in school, but, not something that I really thought about making a living with. They go, brother, you can make money, you can see so many different places and blah, 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 blah. So every time they would come to town when they would wrestle there, they, would talk to me more and more. And then they told me that there was a guy that wrestled that I was a big fan of, a big heel called the Great Malenko. And he had a school on the weekends up in Fort Lauderdale. And so they told me where he did it at and everything. So I went up there, audited the school and everything. And next thing you know, I'm going up there on the weekends. I loved all the guys that were training. They were all great guys. And the facility was a whole. And I loved the atmosphere. And he was like, and became like a second dad to me. Of course, his son, Dean Malenko, master of 1,000 holds.
One of the greatest, yeah.
And Jody Malenko, his other son, another guy who's incredible submission wrestler that was trained by Carl Gotch, also along with his dad.
Now I gotta say, now you've played so many characters and stuff. Like I see Typhoon here, Tugboat, Shockmaster. What was your favorite?
I love them all. Anytime that I'm able to perform and get out there in front of the audience and do what you love, you got to love it or not. They give you gimmicks, and they go, if you don't feel comfortable with it, you got to go full force. You got to, when you take charge of it, you have to do it like you own it, because you do own it. And the time that they put you on TV costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to be in front of that camera, and it's one of those situations where, don't waste their money or waste your time if you're not going into it with, your whole heart. It's that kind of situation.
Exactly. On natural disaster and stuff, you won tag team gold. How was that?
Amazing. Other than the joke, it's an extra thing to carry in your weight, and it puts you through TSA slower, because then they x-ray it and they go, and then they got to pull it out, they got, look at this, a little extra, icing on your day. Exactly. Yeah.
Now, throughout your amazing career, I got to say, Hall of Famer, hands down. It's going to be time. And I got to say now, you guys were reunited at WrestleMania 17. How was that?
Oh, it was awesome, man. We had a good time. You're talking about the gimmick battle royal.
The gimmick battle royal. Yes, everybody loved that. Everybody loved
that. So, it was awesome. Always, anytime you get to be around that, my son right now, he works with WWE and he does television production. He trained to be a wrestling referee, and he's an awesome referee. But he learned all the business, and that's stuff that you can't buy. You can go to university for to learn how to do this type stuff that you're doing here. The camera work, the voice work, all the different parts of it. But I'm proud of him, and I've had word from lots of guys that he's great. So
that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. It's definitely good. Oh my God!
I gotta say now, how was it having Jimmy Hart as your manager? Everybody loves Jimmy Hart.
Oh, Jimmy is awesome. He is the hardest working guy in wrestling. Okay, still continues. He still does stuff with Hulk and all that stuff, and even locally down in Clearwater at Hulk's Bar, down there, they have karaoke on Mondays. Gotta plug it. But it's, Jimmy is just phenomenal. And, he doesn't age. He's made that deal with the devil at the crossroads, I swear. Yeah. He looks the same now as he did way back then. It's crazy.
Exactly. And the way the good thing about him as well, is he's a manager, but he actually likes dressing up the same as the characters as well.
Yeah.
He puts that time and effort into it.
He puts his whole heart into it.
Yeah.
I mean, he is the consummate performer. That's all I could tell you about him.
Exactly. Now, just wind up here now. I got to say, when it's all said and done, what do you want the fans to remember Tugboat as, Typhoon, Shockmaster?
A guy that gave his life and blood to this business, loved the business, and more loved the fans and the response that the fans give me on a daily basis on the internet and everything else. And that I was a nice guy. That's, you know, they say nice guys finish last, but I don't feel that way. I feel I've been blessed, you know, to be in this business and to meet all the people. Like going to this here Comic-Con, I'm a big Comic-Con fan. My house, forget about it. Toys, art, the whole 9 yards. And, you know, I'm proud of all that. I mean, you know, it's a blessing, man.
Couldn't have said it better, sir. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Don't butcher me too bad, okay?
I won't.